as we thought, it is pretty chaotic.
This is a fraud on the American public. This is an embarrassment to our country. We were getting ready to win this election. Frankly, we did win this election.
And it's not for one candidate in this election to declare victory. It's for those votes to be counted and the democratic process to run its course.
Unless, Piers, he knows something that we don't know yet in terms of some shenanigans, I guess, at play, because obviously the votes aren't all counted. So I don't know how fraud could be alleged at this point. I must be missing something.
The president has accused the Democrats of trying to steal the election.
The point the president was making tonight, I think context is important. He's saying, look, if you voted the right way, if you're postmarked by election day, if your ballot comes in and it is postmarked, the White House and the legal team of the Trump campaign has no issue and wants that vote to be counted.
I am one of those who voted early, voted by mail, and voting is sacred. I want my vote counted.
We'll be going to the U.S. Supreme Court. We want all voting to stop. We don't want them to find any ballots at 4 o'clock in the morning and add them to the list.
Well, let's be candid. This is not a good morning to be a pollster. I think my profession is about to come in for.
But there is no getting away from the fact that this election is momentous for the world. It will set the world on two very different paths depending on the outcome, and there is a lot riding on this for Britain.
The US election will not be decided tonight. It almost certainly will now run for another few days before we get a clear result, but it's been a night of upsets, a night of boasts from both camps that they're winning, perhaps bullish on both sides, because right now, nobody knows.
I woke up about 1:30, 2 o'clock and said, does anybody want a shot of deja vu with their morning coffee? Because it felt in the middle of the night for us like this was 2016 all over again.
2016 taught us that when it comes to Donald Trump, people lie when they do not. There are a lot of people who do not want to admit that they support someone like Trump.
Yet they support him.
When they get that call and they're asked whether or not they will vote for him, they're not telling the truth, and that's why when they come out and vote, they vote secretly. Nobody's gonna know.
You cannot rely on the polls.
Well, I am surprised. There's no question about that. Obviously, the pollsters in this country, there's going to be a reckoning for them.
On Inauguration Day, January the 20th, who's going to be standing there swearing the oath of office?
I still think it's going to be Joe Biden, but it's going to be a humble Joe Biden. It's going to be a very narrowly successful Joe Biden, surrounded by a Republican Senate. And just maybe they will learn to get along. Just maybe they will learn to cooperate. Just maybe they will get the message from this election. There is no majority that Americans want both of them to govern together successfully with the American people in mind.
Nobody loves Biden. He's run for president 4 times now. He lost, and lost by a lot, the first 3 primaries, and then Black people in South Carolina said, we want Biden. The Democrats said, okay, you're the nominee. But he's basically an empty suit for all of the Trump hatred out there.
And you got to give credit to President Trump. He is a fighter.
Is the president a fighter? Absolutely. Does he trust the Democrats? No.
Chris
Does he trust the Democratic leaders that said there's no way he can win tonight?
Now, Trump, he's not a politician. He's never claimed to be. How unusually, exceptionally wonderful is that for people like me, working class people? We're bored with your intellectual left-wing ideas.
That Donald Trump has a hold on a very large part of the American electorate, that they are fantastically loyal to him. It doesn't matter how outrageous his words, his actions.
Well, I want Trump to win. Because I want the media to lose.
We will make America great again.
America has been, for a long time, stepped into a role as the leader of the free world, and what America does matters. It sends reverberations around the world.
We will win this, and as far as I'm concerned, we already have won it.
He thinks he can claim the election and say that he wins just by saying it like he thinks he can walk up to a woman and grab her genitals. So it's absolutely appalling, it's disgusting, and the fact that more politicians have not come out, even at this late hour here in the States, to condemn it is just, it's sickening.
If we were in government right now, we would be making it very, very clear that the American people have every bit as much right to free and fair elections as anybody else.
Joe Biden might save your life because he takes coronavirus more seriously. Okay. Sorry, Nigel, just to clarify, these are the words of Donald Trump.
Grow up and stop being fake news. He never said bleach.
Okay, I'll tell you what, let's just play the clip. You say he didn't say use disinfectant bleach. This is what he said.
It's interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that?
Have I made that up?
Yes.
Okay.
We just saw the clip.
It's okay.
No matter what happens, we are in for weeks of litigation.
This is a president that doesn't play by the rules.
I said, what happened to the election? It's off. And we have all these announcers saying, what happened? And then they said, oh, because you know what happened? They knew they couldn't win. So they said, let's go to court.
That is in my opinion, that is a direct assault on American democracy.
What I'm really upset and angry at just hearing, as everybody is, and there should be every politician, whether they be from the United States, they are from the UK, worldwide, should be condemning what Donald Trump has just done by standing up and calling the election a fraud.
The American people have as much right to have their votes counted.
The presidential election on a knife edge still. Joe Biden edging ahead slowly to the White House, but it's not over yet. And who would ever underestimate Donald Trump?
He's going to go, but he's never going to go acknowledging that he lost, especially now that we see how close it is. It's just not in him. It's not in him to do it. I've never heard him concede a loss, ever.
See that he is playing catch up. There are so many different ways this could work for Joe Biden. He really only needs to get Georgia, Nevada, or Nevada, Arizona. The Pennsylvania thing is interesting, but he doesn't need it at this point if he gets some of those others.
But I certainly expect Joe Biden at the end of the next 24 hours to be officially coronated president. But you never say never in this election, because we've seen an end to Joe Biden in this election. We've counted Donald Trump out in this election. And the American people have a way of proving you false, of proving expectations shattered.
Look at the bottom right-hand corner.
Bottom right-hand corner, commonly available disinfectants, brackets, bleach. Nigel, the problem here is we're not fake news. You are, because you don't understand that bleach
is a disinfectant.
And that's why Trump, when he said disinfectant, meant bleach, because his own billboard told him it was bleach. And that's why he said it. Although it's looking like Biden is going to get over the line, this is going to be a nail-biter for all the Democrats and the Republicans, and we won't get probably a result today.
With every postal vote that's opened, the president's mood has worsened. Here in Washington, D.C., they had boarded up buildings because they were fearful of riots. The real anger, though, is now coming from inside the White House itself. The president there making this statement, issuing contradictory and confusing demands about wanting to stop the votes in places he is likely to lose. He is spouting really concerning conspiracy theories, effectively coming direct from the mouth of the most powerful politician on the planet.
The irony of all this tantrum throwing is he might still win.
Yeah.
In which case he's now delegitimized an election where he might be the winner.
Trump is a disruptor. Trump was your crazy uncle, and you decided, having tried everything else in Washington and been disappointed by everything else, well, let's try something really odd, really strange. Let's send crazy Uncle Louie down there.
Certainly, Vice President Biden is going to have to quickly become very creative.
I can see a situation, given that the Republicans have held the Senate and the Democrats have lost seats in the House of Representatives, where this is a really difficult few years for Biden. He comes under enormous pressure. The economy doesn't really recover much. And Trump, God forbid, runs again in 2024 to come back and save everybody.
delusional.
It really is quite the most incredible scene that is developing here, the political picture. Joe Biden happy to sit back, quite relaxed about it, waiting for these votes to be ratified. And all the time, he is watching Donald Trump sink into a deeper and deeper hole. The president is going to need an extremely long ladder to climb back up to the top of all of this. And whilst he is scraping the barrel, Charlotte, he's stirring up trouble.